आज आए ज़्यादा यार आज भी कम है
71
सही है ज़्यादा है
90 तक चला गया
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. I'm Dr. Kamal from Pathology Department. We will continue the talk of male genital system and we will start our new topic that is prostatic carcinoma. So, anatomically, the prostate is a walnut-sized gland located in front of the rectum and below the bladder. It's found the urethra, the tube-like channel that carries the urine and semen through the penis. The primary function of the prostate is to produce the seminal fluid that liquefied in the liquid in semen that protects, support, and help the transport of the sperm. So basically, my dear student, you can appreciate it that this is the prostate. This image shows a rectum. So the prostate lies in front of the rectum. Okay, as I already told you in BPH, that there are 3 or 4 zones of your prostate: the peripheral zone, the transitional zone, the central zone, and you say that there is additional the anterior fibromuscular stroma zone. So the importance of these zones are the specific types of disease of prostates are specific to a specific zone. Like as I already told you yesterday, that the BPH mainly involves the transitional zone, and the prostatic carcinoma mainly involves the peripheral zone. So the peripheral, 70% of the cancers arises in the peripheral zone, and the tumors which are arises in the peripheral zones are mostly aggressive tumor. Because beta, as we know that if the periphery of the prostate is involved, then there is more chances to invade the periprostatic tissue. Okay, so keep it in your mind that BPH mostly involve the transitional zone, and the prostatic carcinoma mainly involve the peripheral zone. Okay, this question may be asked in your viva. Now the disease burden of the prostatic cancers. The cancer most often diagnosed in men in the USA. For a reason that remain unclear, it occurs more often in the African American men. Prostatic cancer is the third leading cause of cancer-related death in men, and 1 by 6 men will receive the diagnosis during their lifetime. Interestingly, the autopsies of men done in their 70s shows more than 90% with hyperplastic changes and more than 70% with malignant changes. Now, the risk factors or etiology for the development of prostatic carcinoma includes the family history. If 2 to 3-fold increase, there is a 2 to 3-fold increased risk in man with a first-degree relative. There is also a heredity association. The early onset of disease and the autosomal dominant inheritance accounting for less than 10% of all cases. So beta, what are the risk factors? The family history, the heredity association, the racial factor, striking difference in incidence and mortality between the black and white population. More common in black. Means the prostatic carcinoma mostly involves the African persons. Environmental factors also responsible for ethnic differences, as Asian migrating to USA have higher incidence of prostatic cancer. Diet. As I already told you yesterday, that diet also play an important role in BPH. Likewise, in prostatic carcinoma, one of the most important modifiable risk factors include high fat intake, increased risk, whereas vitamin E are protective. No association with cigarette smoking, alcohol use, height and weight, and blood group. No data regarding the viral origin. पर बेटा क्वेश्चन में ask in your viva कि viral origin के साथ कौन-कौन से ट्यूमर है. So there is no association between the prostatic carcinoma and viral origin. Okay, we will further discuss about the tumor and their relation with the viral origin. So now, till now, we discuss about the etiological factor of the prostatic carcinoma. These includes the family history, environmental factor, diet, heredity factors. Okay. Now the typical presentation or clinical features. Like the PPS, the patient of prostatic carcinoma most commonly shows a urinary tract obstruction, and it includes urinary urgency, frequency, hesitancy, nocturia, new onset impotence, less firm penile erection, back pain, acute urinary retention, and spinal cord compression. This patient may present with these symptoms. So now, as far as the prostatic cancer screening, it's remained controversial topic, with recent studies publishing opposing the view. One reporting that the PSA do not improve the mortality, while others think that PSA screening did improve the mortality. So there is no recommendation regarding the uh, prostatic cancer screening till now, because as we know that the mammography, जिसमें हम कहते हैं कि it's very important breast carcinoma. So there is no importance of prostatic cancer screening in prostatic cancers. Now the diagnosis. If a old male presented with these lower urinary symptoms, especially the back pain, the lower urinary tract system, the urgency, etc. So we have to go towards, we do at a PSA level, which we call a prostatic specific antigen, digital rectal examination, and biopsy. So the diagnostic tests for prostatic cancers include prostatic specific antigen, digital rectal examination, and biopsy. Biopsy is tissue sample from prostate is taken and checked for cancerous mass. So now, what is PSA? Beta, question can be asked in your viva. What is PSA? So you must know that PSA is prostate specific antigen. It is a glycoprotein. As I already told you, it is specific for prostatic diseases, prostate. So it is glycoprotein produced by prostate gland. All men have a small amount of PSA in their blood, and it increases with age. The prostate cancers can increase the production of PSA, and so a PSA test looks for raised level of PSA in the blood that may be a sign of the condition in its earlier stage. Okay, anyone can ask what is PSA? PSA is prostatic specific antigen. It is glycoprotein that is produced by prostate. It is specific to prostatic diseases. Okay, anyone can ask, beta, what is the normal value of prostate? So a PSA. So PSA level should usually be below than 2.5 mostly, but PSA level up to 4 nanogram per ml. Beta 4 nanogram per ml is a cutoff value. Is considered as a normal. Therefore, if a man had a PSA level above 4 nanogram per ml, the doctor would often recommend a prostatic biopsy to determine whether a prostate cancer was present. If PSA level is very high, cancer has probably spread beyond the prostate. ठीक है? Till now, हमने क्या क्या discuss किया? We discussed the etiology of prostatic cancers. The etiology of prostatic cancers include the environmental factor, the heredity factor, the dietary factors, the genetic factors. Okay, then we discuss the diagnostic test for prostatic cancer. These diagnostic tests includes PSA level, digital rectal examination, and biopsy. Biopsy is a gold standard. Okay. Anyone can ask in your viva about the diagnostic test of prostatic cancer. You must reply in such a way that these include PSA level first, then digital rectal examination, and then biopsy. And biopsy is a gold standard test. What is PSA? PSA stands for prostatic specific antigen. What is the cutoff value? The cutoff value is 4 nanogram per ml. The above is considered as abnormal. And if the value of PSA is very high, then there is a suspicion of prostatic carcinoma is also very high. So now the rectal examination. The digital rectal examination also play an important role for the diagnosis of prostatic carcinoma in ruling out prostate enlargement caused by the benign prostatic hyperplasia. Now the biopsy. This aids in the diagnosis and how to determine the Gleason's score. Biopsy play an important role, first of all, in the determination of prostatic carcinoma, and second one for a scoring purpose. Beta, it is frequently asked in your viva about the scoring of prostatic cancer. What is the name of scoring? How we can score? So this topic is very, very important. In a prostatic cancers, we scored the cancer by a scoring system which we call a Gleason's score. In a Gleason's score, the sample of a tissue from the biopsy are studied in a laboratory. If cancerous cells are found, they can be studied further to see how quickly the cancer will spread. This measure is known as the Gleason's score. And now, what is the importance of Gleason's score? The lower the score, the less likely the cancer will spread. Okay? A Gleason's score of 6 or less means the cancer is unlikely to spread. A Gleason's score of 7 means that there is a moderate chance of the cancer spreading. And the Gleason's score of 8 or above means that there is a significant chance in the cancer spread. I will tell you again. Okay. Now, as a continuation of diagnosis, established by ultrasound guided needle biopsy, the gold standard. The clinical evaluation may also include MRI. And the metastatic disease evaluation often involves the bone scan with plain radiograph for suspicious area, especially if the PSA level is high, with high Gleason's grade. So, beta, now the morphology of prostatic cancers. Morphology includes two things. One is gross and other is microscopically. So as far as gross is concerned in a prostatectomy specimen, the prostatectomy specimen shows there is a neoplastic area. As you can appreciate it that there are firm gritted tissue and there are also a small grayish white firm tissue. Okay. And as far as microscopically, the prostatic cancers are mostly 95% of cases, these are adenocarcinomas. Adenocarcinoma means the glands are arranged in a glandular configuration. Okay? The glands are arranged in a glandular configuration, and 95% of the prostatic cancers are adenocarcinoma. And other histological types can be seen like small cell carcinoma, mucinous carcinoma, ductal cell carcinoma, endometrioid type, neuroendocrine cancer, etc. etc. So now the Gleason's grade. The Gleason's grade is based on 1 to 5 grades. Okay, Gleason's grades actually 1 to 5 grades, and these grade is from based on a glandular architecture. Gleason's score is the total primary grades and plus the secondary grade. Okay, but as you can appreciate it that grade 1 means small uniform glands. These are the small glands and uniform glands of same size. Glands are mostly of same size. Then these are the grade 2 are the irregular glands, and glands are spread. There is more space between the glands. And stage grade 3 include distinctly infiltration of cells from glands at margins. Grade 4, irregular masses of neoplastic cells. And grade 5, lack of occasional gland sheets of cells, solid cells. Generally, we said that in grade 1, the glands are small. Grade 2, the glands are irregular. Grade 3, the glands show distinct infiltration of cells. Grade 4, there is cribriforming. And grade 5, solid sheets. So, This is also very, very important. In a Gleason's grading system, the primary grade and the secondary grade. The primary grade means assigned to the dominant pattern of the tumor. In most commonest pattern of the tumor is considered as a primary grade. And it has to be greater than 50% of the total pattern. Okay, and the secondary pattern assigned to the next most frequent pattern and has to be less than 50%, but at least 5% of the pattern of the total cancer observed. So the Gleason's score is the sum of primary and secondary, means the sum of predominant pattern plus the second most frequent pattern. So till now, we must know about the etiology. Okay, we must know about the diagnostic test. I'm repeating again, the diagnostic test of prostatic cancers include PSA, digital rectal examination, and biopsy. Okay, anyone can ask in your biopsy. Okay, you have to prepare the small topic of PSA. What is PSA? PSA is a prostatic specific antigen. It is a glycoprotein, but its normal value is 10 nanogram per 4 nanogram per ml. But if it is above 4, then we consider it abnormal. A higher level of PSA increase the suspicion of prostatic cancer. And PSA is specific for prostatic disease. Okay? It may be increased in BPH, but its high value is very specific to the prostatic cancers in a large amount. So, causes, risk factor, the diagnostic test, and then the morphology. In morphology, the cross is not very specific, but it may show grossly a grayish white, firm, gritty areas. And microscopically, beta, anyone can ask in your viva. The question may arise in your SQ that what is the scoring method of prostatic carcinoma? Or what is Gleason's scoring? So you must know, okay, like this way. The scoring of prostatic cancer is scored by Gleason's scoring system, okay? And the Gleason, there are total 5 Gleason's grades, okay? These grades are on the basis of glandular configuration, on the basis of glandular architecture, okay? And the Gleason's score is actually a sum of primary and secondary pattern of a tumor. The primary grade means the most commonest type, and the secondary grade means the next to most frequent pattern. Okay, I'm repeating again and again. Gleason's scoring is specific for prostatic cancers. There are total, these scoring is actually a sum of Gleason's grading, and there are total 5 grades, and these grades are on the basis of glandular architecture, and these are the sum of primary and secondary. And what is primary grade? The most commonest type, and the secondary grade is second most commonest type. Anyone can ask what is the importance of Gleason's scoring? So you must say that Gleason's scoring tells us about the prognosis. The least the Gleason's scoring, there is a least chances of spread of prostatic carcinoma. Moderate Gleason's scoring, moderate chances. High Gleason's scoring, high chances. As for example, anyone can ask, tell me the in a number. So if their Gleason's score is less than 6, means the 3 plus 3 less than 6, then there is less chances. It's a well differentiated tumor. In 7 is considered as a moderately differentiated. 8 and above 8 is considered as a poorly differentiated tumor with a worse prognosis. Okay, beta. This is all about the grading. ठीक है, अभी तक जो हमने जितने भी pathology में tumor पढ़ते हैं, we grade it as a well differentiated, moderately differentiated, and poorly differentiated. But in the prostate, there is a specific grading system which we call a Gleason's grading. Now the staging. The staging is a TNM staging. Okay, TNM staging T1, non-palpable. Non-palpable only detectable by PSA. T2, palpable tumor, but it is confined to the gland, prostatic gland. Tumor is confined to the prostate. And T3 is palpable with extension beyond the gland. T1, non-palpable, only determined by raised level of PSA. T2, palpable, but confined to the prostatic node, and T3 palpable with extension beyond the gland. So, it can spread to the adjacent organ, seminal vesicles, bladders, lymph node, bone. Most bone mets are osteoblastic. Beta, it is very frequently asked in your viva. The picture is also given in your province. It can be asked in your SCQ in a scenario in such a way that a patient is presented with a bony lesion, or a patient is presented with the osteoblastic lesion, or a patient is present with a back pain with raised PSA level. So you must always think about the prostatic carcinoma, because the prostatic carcinoma metastasis is seen in a bone. Okay, it is frequently asked in your viva that the favorite site of prostatic cancer metastasis is uh, bony mets. Okay, osteoblastic lesion. Patient may present with bony mass. Keep it in your mind that bony pain, prostatic cancers, mostly association. Okay, old male with osteoblastic lesion, bony pain, back pain, osteoblastic lesion. It could be a prostatic carcinoma. Prior to initiating treatment, consider the bone scan, CT scan. These tests are typically not required in asymptomatic patients with a low risk for prostate cancers, because high risk prostate cancer is associated with increased metastatic potential. Now the management. The localized disease options include radical surgery, radiation therapy, and watchful waiting. No superiority of one treatment over the another. Plan is based on symptoms. The chances that untreated cancers will adversely affect patient during the lifetime. So, hormonal therapy based on concept that male's hormone androgen causes the prostatic carcinoma. Progression, elimination of androgen causes remission of the disease. Means like BPH, as we know that in BPH the androgen play an important role. Same like this, the androgen in which the testosterone is converted into dihydrotestosterone also causes the proliferation of prostate and may causes the prostatic carcinoma. The elimination of androgen causes the regression of a disease. Bilateral orchiectomy. Okay. Gonadotropic releasing hormone analogs act to lower the testosterone level. Androgen receptor blockage, often double therapy for initial 2 to 3 weeks, and with the gonadotropic releasing hormone analogs. And mets to bone treated with radiation therapy. Now follow-up. Follow-up of prostatic cancer by means of a PSA level, increasing level of a PSA after a definitive radiotherapy to localize the prostatic cancer, predict the residual cancer development of mets. Okay, so PSA play an important role for the diagnosis as well as for the follow-up. If the PSA level persists or increases after the radiation therapy, that it may indicate there may be the development of mets. So now, the prostate cancer is highly prevalent disease. However, screening remains controversial. Predicting clinical significant disease is difficult, with many men remaining asymptomatic throughout the duration of their life. So, beta, this is all about our topic of prostatic cancer. I'm repeating again, in prostatic cancer, you must prepare the causes of prostatic cancer, the diagnostic test of prostatic cancer, which include PSA, digital rectal examination, and biopsy. As far as biopsy is concerned, there is a spatial grading system or scoring system for a prostatic cancer. It's called a Gleason's grading. We grade the prostatic cancer on a spatial mean, which we call the Gleason's grading. And there are there are primary grade and secondary grade. These are graded on the basis of their glandular architecture, their formation of the glands. Okay, and these glands may be back to back with absence of their basal layer. Morphologically, anyone can ask, better, what is the nature of prostatic cancer? You must know that prostatic cancers are adenocarcinoma. 95% these are the adenocarcinoma, arises from the acini. the tumors are arranged in a glandular configuration, but the glands are lined by a single layer. There is an absence of a basal layer. While in BPH, the glands are lined by double cell layer with intact basal layer. Okay, beta. So you have to prepare in a very good way a Gleason's grading system. The TNM staging T1, 2, and 3. T1 is non-palpable, T1 is palpable, proximity to the prostate, and T3 is when it is extend beyond the prostate. Okay, this is about the TNM, Gleason's grading, PSA level, nature of prostatic cancer. This is adenocarcinoma, and the importance of Gleason's scoring. Gleason's scoring play an important role in prognosis. Okay, you must know about it. That Gleason's scoring play an important role in prognosis. Gleason's scoring, so there is less chances of um, mm, metastasis. And so when there is a high Gleason's scoring, then there is a high chances of metastasis. This is all about the prostatic cancer. Thank you so much. If anyone has any question, he or she can ask. Mm. Thank you. अच्छा उन्होंने हाथ उठाए थे भाग जाते हैं वो मैंने खुद ही कहा शुरू में
शुरू में किया होगा।